The rain came down hard over Graybridge City, a forgotten industrial maze where sirens meant nothing and shadows ruled the streets. Detective Evan Cole stared at the digital map glowing inside the armored van. Red markers blinked over a rundown housing complex known as Iron Hollow, a place even patrol units avoided. "Intel confirms heavy weapons," Evans said into his radio. "Former mercenaries, not street-level criminals." Beside him sat his partner, not human, but just as alert. Rex, a Belgian Malinois with sharp amber eyes and a calm, deadly focus. Rex was trained for high-risk urban operations, tracking, takedown, and survival. He wasn't just a canine, he was family. The plan was simple. Enter, secure the building, extract evidence. No one expected resistance at a military level. That was the first mistake. As the team breached the main entrance, the night exploded. Gunfire tore through concrete walls. Flashbangs went unanswered. Within seconds, officers were pinned down from multiple angles. These weren't amateurs. They were organized, disciplined, and waiting. "Fall back!" someone shouted. Too late. Smoke filled the hallways. One by one, officers were disarmed, beaten, restrained. Evan fought until a rifle butt slammed into his skull, sending him crashing to the floor. His vision blurred, but through the chaos he saw something that made his heart race. Rex had broken free. A collapsing stairwell gave the dog just enough space to leap into the darkness. Gunshots echoed after him, but Rex vanished into the rain-soaked alleys of Iron Hollow. Inside the building, the criminals gathered the captured officers like trophies. "Search for the dog," their leader ordered coldly. "That animal is a liability." But Rex was already gone. He ran through back streets, past flickering streetlights and abandoned storefronts. His training kicked in, but something deeper drove him now. Loyalty, purpose, survival. Rex stopped beneath an overpass, soaked and breathing hard. He lowered his head, sniffing the air. The city spoke to him. Oil, blood, fear. He picked up a familiar scent. One of them. Not running, hunting. Rex moved silently toward the noise of a late-night street market, still open despite the danger. Neon lights buzzed overhead. Civilians laughed, unaware of the predator weaving through the crowd. Not the dog, but the man carrying a concealed pistol under his jacket. Rex crouched, his ears flattened. This wasn't random violence anymore. This was personal. And somewhere in Iron Hollow, Detective Evan Cole opened his eyes inside a locked room, realizing one terrifying truth. Rex was the only one not captured. The first enemy has been found, but Rex will soon learn he's being hunted too. In Part 2, the city becomes a battlefield, and the dog becomes a ghost.
The street market pulsed with life. Music blasting from cheap speakers, food carts steaming under flickering lights. No one noticed the man with the pistol moving toward the alley exit. No one, except Rex. The dog followed at a distance, paws silent against wet pavement. His training told him to wait for commands, to act only on signal, but there were no commands now, only instinct and memory. The faces of the officers dragged away, the sound of Evan's body hitting the floor. The man slipped into a narrow alley behind the market. Rex followed. The alley smelled of rust and garbage. The man stopped suddenly, sensing something wrong. He turned. Too late. Rex launched. The impact slammed the man into the wall. The pistol clattered across the ground. Rex didn't linger. One sharp, controlled takedown, exactly how he was trained. Then he vanished into the darkness before anyone could see clearly what happened. Minutes later, police scanners across Graybridge crackled with confused reports. Possible animal attack, suspect down, unclear circumstances. Inside Iron Hollow, the criminal group received the news. Their leader, Marcus Vane, listened quietly as the report ended. His jaw tightened. "That dog," he said, "he's not running, he's striking." Vane changed tactics. He split his men into pairs, spreading them across the city, safe houses, storefronts, back alleys. If the dog wanted to hunt, they would give him targets and traps. Rex moved through the city like a shadow. He tracked another scent to a boarded-up grocery store used as a weapons cache. Two men inside laughed, unaware of the eyes watching from the broken roof. Glass shattered. One man ran, the other didn't make it to the door. By morning, rumors spread through the criminal underground, whispers of a black ghost, a police dog that appeared out of nowhere and vanished just as fast. Fear crept in, replacing confidence. But Rex wasn't untouched. Near an abandoned bus terminal, a gunshot grazed his side. Pain slowed him, but didn't stop him. He hid beneath a wrecked bus, licking the wound until the bleeding slowed. His breathing was heavy now. Across the city, Evan sat tied to a chair, blood drying on his forehead. A guard laughed as he scrolled through his phone. "They say a dog took out 3 of ours. Stupid story." Evan lifted his head slowly. "That's no story. That's Rex." The guard hesitated, just for a moment. Outside, a distant howl echoed through the streets of Greybridge. Not loud, not wild, focused. Rex limped toward Iron Hollow again, but something felt wrong. The air smelled different, too clean, too quiet. A trap, and this time the hunters were ready. Rex has become a legend, but legends bleed. In Part 3, the criminals set their trap, and Rex walks straight into it.
Iron Hollow looked abandoned. That alone made Rex uneasy. No shouting, no engines, no movement behind the cracked windows. The scent of fear was faint, almost scrubbed away. Whoever was inside had learned from their mistakes. They were thinking now. Rex moved low, sticking to shadows. His wound burned, but adrenaline kept him sharp. He circled the main building, nose working overtime. Then he caught it. Fresh sweat, gun oil, and something else. Bait. A door stood slightly open on the ground floor. Inside, the smell of Evan hit him hard. Alive, close. Rex stepped forward. The floor collapsed. Metal snapped shut around him as a reinforced trap slammed down. Pain shot through his leg. Lights flicked on instantly. Guns clicked into position from every angle. "Well done," Marcus Vane said, stepping into view, calm, smiling. "You almost impressed me." Rex snarled, fighting the restraint. Vane crouched in front of him. "You could have run, but you came back. Loyalty is predictable." Rex was dragged inside and locked in a steel cage beside the other prisoners. Evan's eyes widened when he saw him. "No, nobody," Evan whispered, straining against his restraints. "I'm sorry." For the first time since the mission failed, hope flickered and then threatened to die. Vane addressed his crew. "Tonight, this ends. We move locations at dawn. The cops disappear. The dog disappears." But criminals make one mistake when they believe they've won. They relax. A young guard approached Rex's cage, mocking him, tapping the bars with a baton. He didn't notice the loose hinge, damaged during transport. He didn't notice Rex's eyes tracking every movement. The power went out. Total darkness. Screams followed. Rex burst free as chaos erupted. He moved through the shadows like smoke, fast, precise, unstoppable. Keys dropped, locks opened. Evan fell forward as his restraints loosened. Gunfire echoed, but in the dark it meant nothing. Rex grabbed a fallen weapon. "Police! Drop it!" Some ran, some fought, none were ready. Rex returned to Evan's side, bleeding but standing. Together they moved. They freed the rest of the team, pushing through hallways now filled with panic instead of control. Sirens wailed in the distance. Someone had triggered an alarm too late.
Vane escaped through the back, watching Iron Hollow burn behind him. He clenched his jaw. "I knew it," he muttered. As police units stormed the building, Evan knelt beside Rex, pressing his forehead to the dog's. "You saved us," he said quietly. Rex looked toward the city. One scent still remained. Most of the criminals are captured, but the most dangerous one is still free. In Part 4, the hunt turns personal, and the final showdown begins. Dawn broke over Graybridge City, painting the skyline in dull orange and gray. Police cruisers surrounded Iron Hollow, flashing lights reflecting off shattered windows. Paramedics rushed the wounded out, including Rex, who resisted until Evan assured him softly. "You're not done yet," Evan said. "Neither is he." Marcus Vane had vanished before the perimeter closed. No phone pings, no vehicles flagged. But Rex knew better. The scent trail wasn't gone. It was fractured, layered, masked with chemicals and dirt. A professional escape. Vane headed north. The city slowly woke up as Rex and Evan moved through quieter districts, industrial yards, shipping docks, and an old rail station scheduled for demolition. Vane was running out of places to hide. They found the first sign near a closed warehouse, a guard, unconscious, tied with zip cords. "He's slowing us down on purpose," Evan said. "He wants us close." Inside the rail station, rusted tracks led into darkness. Wind howled through broken glass. Rex growled low. This was the place. A voice echoed from above. "You should have stayed a hero," Vane said, stepping into view with a rifle. "Now you're just a liability." Rex lunged, but a shot rang out, striking the floor inches away. Evan raised his weapon, but Vane had the high ground. "You know why I lost?" Vane continued. "Because I underestimated loyalty." He triggered an explosion at the far end of the station. Fire erupted, blocking exits. Smoke filled the air. Rex sprinted through the chaos, ignoring the heat, climbing debris to reach Vane. The rifle fired again, missed. Then silence. Vane slipped, losing footing. Rex tackled him, slamming him to the ground. The man fought back, desperate and wild, but Rex held until Evan cuffed him. Police flooded the station moments later. As Vane was taken away, he stared at Rex. "It was just a dog." Evan looked down at his partner. "No," he said. "He was the reason you lost." Weeks later, Graybridge was quieter. Rex healed. The team returned to duty. A new plaque was added to the precinct wall. Not a medal, not a headline, just a name. Rex. But somewhere beyond Graybridge, someone had been watching the chaos unfold, and they wanted the dog.
Graybridge City returned to routine, but the calm felt borrowed. Rex lay on the concrete floor of the canine unit, muscles healing, eyes half closed. To anyone else, he looked at rest. Evan knew better. Rex was listening, to footsteps, to distant sirens, to things humans missed. News reports called the Iron Hollow incident a success. Arrests, seized weapons, Marcus Vane transferred to a federal black site prison. Case closed. But Evan felt it too. Something unfinished. Across the country, in a desert facility with no markings and no flags, a group of men watched security footage on a large screen. Grainy clips, street cameras, market angles. One video played again and again, the moment Rex took down Vane at the rail station. A woman stepped forward. Her name was Dr. Helen Cross, former defense contractor, behavioral warfare specialist. "That's not standard canine behavior," she said calmly. "That's adaptive combat decision-making." One man folded his arms. "You're saying the dog thinks?" "I'm saying," Cross replied, "someone trained him to evolve." Back in Graybridge, Rex and Evan responded to a routine call, an abandoned warehouse alarm. Inside, nothing seemed disturbed. No forced entry, no suspects. But Rex froze. The scent hit him like a warning. Not fear, not gun oil. Recognition. A symbol was spray-painted on the wall. Simple, circular, crossed lines. Evan frowned. That wasn't here before. Rex growled low. That night, Evan received an unmarked envelope at his apartment. No return address. Inside was a single photo, Rex during his early training years, a facility Evan had never seen. On the back, 4 words were written. He was never alone. Before Evan could react, his phone buzzed. Unknown number. A distorted voice spoke. "Your dog is special. We want him back." Click. The next morning, the K9 unit found their security system wiped, logs erased, cameras looped. Someone had tested their defenses and pulled back. Not an attack, a warning. Evan knelt in front of Rex, gripping his collar. "Whatever they think you are," he said quietly, "you're my partner." Rex met his eyes. Outside, a black SUV passed the precinct slowly, then disappeared into traffic. The hunt was no longer about criminals. It was about control. And this time, Rex wasn't just the hunter. He was the target.